Good morning, I'm Neva Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Monday, 29th of January. In this update, a win for the West Coast as it hits new visitor spending highs in its post-pandemic recovery. Numbers are up more than 30% from 2022 and 14% higher than pre-COVID levels. International spending hit 97% of pre-pandemic figures. Development West Coast Chief Executive Heath Milne believes the region's being more greatly recognised for its natural beauty and assets on offer. Meanwhile, in the north, thousands are making the most of anniversary weekend for a 3-day getaway. Northland Chamber of Commerce President Tim Robinson says the weather's been great and people have been spending. He says businesses are hoping to get as much trade through the door as possible before the Brindewins close for 9 weeks for repairs from the end of next month.
And I think there's a little bit of nervousness just around, I guess, will they get another good weekend next weekend with Waiting? I guess people are hoping that there'll be a lot of people, take the opportunity to come up north again.
A cautious and considered approach from the government on making sure AI is used here correctly. Caucus talks on regulation are set to resume this week as the government looks to get up to speed with global efforts. Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Judith Collins says her biggest concern with AI is how it's being used for the wrong reasons, like falsifying documents and images. She says there's also the need to be used with correct privacy protocols.
That's very important, particularly for government, and that's why I believe we need to make sure we get that right and then be afresh and alive to any changes that might need to be made.
New Zealand has passed muster on European Union privacy standards. The European Commission has determined New Zealand has an adequate level of protection for personal data transferred from the EU. It means that our legislation isn't the same as Europe's, but its outcomes are similar and can be trusted. New Zealand's taking a look at whether it'll make further payments to the UN's aid agency in Gaza. The UN Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, has sacked some staff as it investigates claims they were involved in the October 7 Hamas attacks on Israel. Many countries, including Australia, the US, the UK and Canada, are withholding funding. MFAD says New Zealand provides the agency $1 million a year, but will be assessing the situation before further funding. A large whale remains stranded off the coast of Christchurch. Project Jonah, dock staff and Coast Guard were alerted to the stranding between the South Shore Spit and Monks Bay near Redcliffs just before 9 o'clock last night. Marine mammal medic Jessica Halsey says that the Project Jonah process is for a trained crew to return at first light.
Last time at South Brighton, Doc stayed overnight with the whale and monitored, and then we can't really do anything until first light. It's just, especially with a whale this size, it's not safe for us to physically be there.
And in sport, Jannik Sinner has come back to beat Daniil Medvedev in 5 sets in the men's singles final at the Australian Open. England and the West Indies have won away Test cricket matches against India and Australia in thrilling fashion. England's beaten India by 28 runs in Hyderabad in the first of 5 tests. And in Brisbane, the West Indies claimed an 8-run win over their world champion hosts. Finally, the Silver Ferns have finished third at Netball's Nations Cup in Leeds after a 62-57 win over Uganda. I'm Neva Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.